Why do so many young people often silently choose harm themselves or even end their lives? Did you know that many young people choose to self-harm because they feel an unbearable emotional pain, and that physical pain becomes their only way to momentarily soothe that invisible suffering?
Anna Marie Expert Parenting.
This is a very serious, delicate topic, but one we absolutely must discuss openly. We are going to structure it in 6 parts. Part 1, young people are dying in silence. Part 2, what leads a young person reach this point? Part 3, visible and invisible signs of alarm. Part 4, how to respond and clear steps to take. Part 5, real stories behind silent pain. Part 6, prevention, when does it start? Part 1, young people are dying in silence. Suicide is stealing thousands of lives every year across the world. According to the World Health Organization, more than 720,000 young people die by suicide every year globally, making it the 3rd leading cause of death among youth. These are not just numbers, they are precious lives. Someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's friend. Behind every statistic is a young soul silently crying out for help, and too often no one hears them in time. We must open our eyes and hearts and act before it's too late. Self-harm, like cutting or burning, is often misunderstood. It is not about seeking attention. It's about trying to cope with an emotional pain so overwhelming that it feels easier to transfer it to the body. Physical pain can feel more manageable than the invisible weight crushing their spirit. It is crucial to remember, never ever ask a child or teenager in a judgmental way how they are harming themselves. Come on, why are you doing that? Are you crazy or what? Never. That curiosity can cause more harm. Instead, if you suspect or discover self-harm, stay calm. Listen gently. Express unconditional support and seek immediate help from a qualified mental health professional. Do it as soon as possible. Please, please. Part 2. What leads a young person reach this point? Unbearable emotional pain, hopelessness, and lack of emotional support. Bullying or cyberbullying, where relentless mockery and exclusion erode their sense of self-worth. Abuse, whether physical, emotional, or sexual, often hidden behind closed doors. Family issues, physical or emotional abuse, constant criticism, high pressure, or feeling invisible or unwanted. Breakdowns in relationships, where the end of a friendship or romantic relationship feels like the end of the world. negative self-image, often worsened by hurtful comments about appearance, weight, or abilities. Sometimes pain comes out in clear ways: dramatic changes in mood, withdrawal, reckless behavior. Other times it hides behind offhand comments like, "It doesn't matter if I'm not here. It doesn't matter if I'm here or not." Or, "Nobody would miss me." Every comment matters. Every small warning sign matters. Part 3. Visible and invisible signs. Visible self-harm, cuts, burns, bruises. Invisible signs, phrases like, as we say, "I can't cope with it anymore," sudden isolation, drastic changes in eating or sleeping habits, quiet behaviors, subtle phrases, or indirect cries for help. Part 4. How to respond and clear steps to take. First of all, listen without judgment. This is very important. Listen without judgment. Let them speak freely without trying to correct or minimize their feelings. Stay calm, even if you are terrified inside, because it's awful. Show them that you are a steady and safe word. Never dismiss their pain. Avoid saying things like, "Come on, it's just a phase," or "You're overreacting." Never. As we say, communicate calmly, with empathy and without judgment. Constantly reinforce their self-worth and self-esteem. Never, ever ask, "Why do you hurt yourself? Come on, are you crazy?" Instead, ask, "What's hurting you, my love? How can I help you?" Fourth, get professional help immediately. This is not something we can or should handle alone. Find a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or helplines, but do it very, very quickly. It's urgent. Be cautious with words. Thoughtless comments, even well-meaning ones about weight, grades, or appearance, can cause deep wounds. Offer hope. Let them know that with help, things can and do get better, and that healing is possible. Part 5. Real stories behind silent pain. Behind every act of self-harm or suicide, there's a name, a face, a story often hidden in silence. Lucia, 14 years old, started skipping meals after her mother's constant comments about her weight. What began as an insecurity turned into deep self-loathing hidden behind fake smiles. Matteo, 16. He was bullied at school for 2 years. He never told anyone. Fear and shame convinced him no one would care. His silence grew heavier each day till he reached his end. Isabella, 15. She lived under the pressure of being perfect. Her mother expected straight A's, perfect hair, perfect manners. Isabella just wanted to be seen for who she was. Julian, 16. He fell into a deep depression after his first relationship ended. It may have seemed trivial to adults, but for him, it shattered his sense of worth, and he decided to end. Camila, 13. She was abused by someone she trusted. The pain didn't just come from the violence, it came from the silence that followed. Thomas, 17. He lived in a home filled with screaming and slammed doors. Family conflict wasn't just loud, it was a storm that never passed. These aren't just situations. They're the hidden realities of thousands of young lives, each one a quiet cry for help that too often goes unheard. Very, very important to remember. If you notice self-harm, suicidal thoughts, or emotional withdrawal in a young person, act immediately. Immediately. Emotional health is just as important as physical health. Every word counts. Every gesture matters. Seek professional help. Our children deserve and need constant emotional protection. And finally, part 6. Prevention and when does it start? If you are raising small children today, remember this, please. Prevention begins in childhood with connection, not perfection. The most powerful way to protect our children from future emotional pain is by building a deep, trusting relationship from the very start. Listen to their emotions with full attention, even the little ones. Validate their feelings instead of minimizing them. Teach them to name what they feel and show them that all emotions are allowed. All emotions, even the difficult ones. Avoid criticism, sarcasm, and shame. Instead, use respectful discipline that focuses on teaching, not punishing. Create a home where mistakes are part of learning, not reasons for rejection. Every day strengthen their self-esteem with loving presence, words of encouragement, and safe routines. Emotional health grows in safe soil. Be their anchor now, a good, strong anchor, so they won't drift alone later. Prevention begins with an attentive and loving look. There is always hope. There is always help. And today's pearl of wisdom is from Fred Rogers, who said, anything that's human is mentionable, and anything that is mentionable can be more manageable. And indeed, when we dare to name the pain, we begin to heal it. Let's protect the emotional health of our children with sensitivity, courage, and unconditional love. Love, empathy, and respect always.
Anna Marie Expert Parenting.